have no shot, pal. You're done.
Wow. It's a lot of tough talk from you, of all people. Because listen, if we get to the top of that stadium, if I'm going off, you're coming with me. And here's the thing. I'm going to not have you hit the blob down there. I'm going to do you right on the concrete.
Oh.
Yeah. And you know what? You chat.
Ah, he broke up. Look what happened. He broke up.
Fuck.
I love that as our intro video, don't you? It's good stuff. It's good.
Sure, yeah.
It's like, you know, when Raw will play like one of their good segments they did over the last 30 years, they just play it all the time. Try and remind you of the glory days. That's what we do here at the Late Night Grin now. You know, it's not like our second year. I think this is our third. I guess we started in 2021, 2020. Yeah, it's our third year officially, right? We're going through the archives.
Works, but go for that, Joe. That's fine.
I think it kind of is in some way, though, right?
Maybe as you get towards like the end of the year, I would say that, but we're still in February.
I mean, like if we're on the WWE network, we would have 3 tabs, is what I'm getting at. Which we're not, to be clear. We're not working on that.
We're on our 3rd season, is what you're saying.
Oh, I think we've had a lot more seasons than that.
We've
changed our logo a lot, so I think we're on like season 12. I really do. I think it's been a lot of seasons, but nonetheless, hello everyone. Welcome to Jaychele.
Every month.
Do we have a pay-per-view every month?
Yeah.
I mean, I think you could. Yeah, I think so. There's always like one sort of important show we do a month, right?
Yeah.
Tonight we have Grin Grappler Briscoes, which I guess that would be our pay-per-view this month. Last month was probably the game night, right? Sort of our special program of the month. Makes sense. Works for me. Tope's claiming that Fleet Week is the... Nonetheless, hello everyone. Welcome to the Jaychele and Joe show. We're back again. We have a lot to talk about. Not really, but we're going to pretend for the sake of wrestling conversational content. Jaychele, how are you?
I'm great. That whisper was so funny.
How did it sound? Like, how was it loud or was it like a whisper?
It gave like Parks and Rec, The Office, when they go, like, you know, when like Andy or somebody would like turn to the camera and like give a whisper or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like thinking they were cool. That's exactly what it was.
Well, what about the thinking, Bob? I know what you're saying. Speaking of cool, Meech has resubscribed Prime. He's been with us now for 7 months. Meech, amazed me you can figure out how to do that every month, considering your age. I hope you're okay, mate. Wishing you well, sending love your way. All right. Now, we have Graps to discuss, but I've been told, hot off the press, there is some lore, Jaychele.
Yes.
Would you like to hear more about this lore?
Yes, he informed me shortly, very, very shortly before we went on the air that there was some Young Bucks lore I need to be made aware of.
I've received multiple messages. Okay, firstly, let me be clear. I want to set up my day a little bit. Okay, I want to talk about myself a little bit. I don't do that enough around here. So, I'm very busy, you know, working my way. And I sent a message to everyone that I know in the industry and said, hello, where is Roderick Strong? Which is what I generally would do. I'd sort of find something to discuss and explore. And I did that here, and I got multiple answers, which I will not get into now. So I was doing that my day, and then suddenly I was receiving messages at an unprecedented rate. And the word lore kept appearing. You know, I just kept seeing lore, but I didn't have the time to read them. And before we went live here, I had a good thorough look through. And it appears that the famed Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, have updated their Twitter bio.
Okay.
The update, unless I'm mistaken, chat, please tell me if I'm wrong, is a question mark. And their new header is a flashback to when they last made a decision about where they would go next. Now, again, chat, tell me if I'm wrong. I'm not an expert on these things, but I think that is what's going on in the Twitter bio of the Young Bucks as of right now. Jaychele, I have a simple question. Do you care?
Where are they going to go? To WWE? That doesn't sound smart.
It's one of those ones that, like, when people talk about it, it just doesn't make sense, does it? You know? What was that? What was that face?
This is what it's supposed to give, Joe. They need to stay where they are. Why would you leave the company that you built? Besides Cody, I think Cody fits better in WWE, but I think the Young Bucks fit perfectly in AEW.
Yeah, me too. There's
Unless
definitely
they
an
are again and again and again and again and again and again and again.
well. I here's the deal. Everyone is sort of like talking around this matter, and he's like hinting at things and being cryptic about like maybe, maybe the elite. And we always talk about this on the shows and stuff, but I just can't. Kenny Omega, I could kind of see rearranging his deal where he works like as much New Japan as he does AEW. The idea of the Young Bucks being WWE is like mind melting for me. Like I can't figure it just makes no sense to me, It doesn't feel like something that could happen, but
Maybe they want the Usos match to be publicized. Who knows?
well, I mean that match would be fucking awesome to be fair, right?
Yes.
But,
Yeah.
I mean I'd love to see that match. The rest of it's kind of like what the fuck? What would that even look like?
See that match in a vacuum though. I don't want to
Yeah.
see the WWE presentation of that match because I feel like they would just like hold them back so much that I don't know if it ever would really satisfy. I don't know.
Yeah, and the New Day. I know the New Day thing's been talked about a lot. There's not really a nice way of saying this because I love the New Day. But like realistically, how big of a match even is that at this point? Like as great as they are, I'm not saying it's a spite, but like they, know, it was in NXT this week.
We just lost to what? Who is it? Gallus?
Gallus. Yeah, I don't know if they got in though.
Are we not supposed to talk about that? I thought people said that's really bad. I don't know who Gallus is.
They're problematic from what I can gather.
Well, I knew that, but like they're from England, Joe.
Well, I think they're Scottish.
Joe,
if that helps.
It is all in the same place.
All right. You don't have to allocate us names that aren't our fault, okay, Jaychele? They might not even be. I don't even really know who they are, to be quite frank. I know that Monty was very upset about it, although he was like ranting and raving. He's very mad all the time, Jaychele. He really is, It's unfortunate. But nonetheless, that is your weekly Young Bucks lore update. We'll be staying tuned on this story. Keep me giving you updates as we go.
The CEO. I want to update on the CEO.
Mercedes Moné.
Yes, I want her to have more matches. They're just gonna announce the one match and then just do that and then go from there.
Yeah, she's gonna probably win the title.
Well, yeah.
And then she's gonna work. I think Dave said the date. Let me find this for you because this is actually out there. They have like the next couple of dates lined up. They just haven't announced them because it will probably be contingent on, on the actual the result. If anyone in the chat has it, so I don't have to search it here. But
do you have any dates for Mercedes?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know that they're both. The next dates are in Japan. So I think this is like her last match in the States for a bit. April, it looks like.
Okay.
Sumo Hall, maybe in April.
Oh my God. If she did work Forbidden Door, oh, I would melt. Oh, my legs are getting the jigglies.
Does that happen a lot?
Whenever I think about Bianca or Jade, my legs kind of get the jello. Oh, when I thought about Carmelo winning the championship, once he came out to face Braun after Braun did a horrible match, my legs got the jigglies.
Yeah, from what I can hear, what I've heard, Carmelo's match wasn't so good either on that show.
Well, what happened was out of his control because there was this guy named Dabakato, and he decided to involve himself in the match. So,
all right. We'll let it play out on that. I don't know.
Jamie is cool and all, but that does not compare to Jade in any shape or form for me.
Speaking of Jade, we need to talk. We need to talk.
Yes. I've been informed there's a conversation around Jade Cargill, my mother.
So there's a lot of trades out there today. Our friends at the Ringer have done some trades. Bro? I would like a job, yes. They've done. Listen, if they're doing wrestling trades over there, I think they need to give me a fucking call. They were doing trades, and they've done some incredible. One of the funniest one by far was Swerve for Bill Goldberg, who is a free agent anyway. That is fucking amazing.
I was in the middle of my globalization class. They're talking about like the refugees in Liberia, and I get there's a trade conversation about Swerve for Goldberg, and I'm just like, what is going on?
Yeah, that was the thing going on today, and there was one that was like so weird that it became interesting, and I would like to involve you in this in the chat. And Matt and I are going to delve into this more on Thursday, which I'll get into. But there was a trade suggested that Jade Cargill would head to the WWE for AJ Styles. Okay. Now, this is a really weird trade because they're at like completely different points of their career. But, I mean, AJ Styles is pretty fucking good, you know? It's pretty.
That's a good compliment for Jade.
Yeah, I think so.
At the same time, I also think, in my personal opinion, I think AJ is a little washed. So, do with that what you will. But, I mean, in terms of current placement, it makes sense.
Oh my God, hang on a second.
Wait, what?
AEW got Sol Ruka too.
and
I mean, I feel like you got to put the trade in, right?
Jade for Soul with the washed AJ. I agree. I would do that one. I have dreams right now. I'm dreaming of Soul versus Jamie Hayter right now, and Soul versus Sheeta. I see the vision. I see it.
This is a really tough trade because I actually agree with what you said in terms of it's a compliment to Jade that we're discussing it. Because while AJ is definitely like, you know, he's definitely washed. A washed AJ is still like, you know.
Oh yeah, in terms of star power, he's still huge. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, I guess the concern with Jade would be, and I know you're a big fan, and I like Jade, and I think she's actually her in-ring. I think has been pretty damn good the last couple of weeks.
Are you gonna slander?
No, I'm not going to slander. But what I do think there is a concern about is like the booking element of what she does after she loses this belt is intriguing to me.
Well, that sounds like an AEW problem, not a WWE problem.
Right. But why deal with the problem when you can instead have AJ Styles?
I actually prefer Sol Ruka on that end of the deal.
We're both happy then. Let's make the deal.
Yeah, we can do that.
We're going to circle back to these trades later on and have some fun with it. But before we do, let's do something a little more topical. Monday Night Raw in the books. We finally got the steel cage match that was planned for Raw 30 a couple weeks back. Bayley and Becky closing out Raw. We had Lita to in the finish there. What did you make of the match? It's kind of got middling reviews from what I've seen. What did you make of it?
It was kind of there for me. I don't know. It didn't build like I was expecting it to, like kind of like the legendary like women's steel cage Hell in a Cell matches normally do. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It felt kind of flat for me. I think that's a lot to do with like where they're both at in terms of their characters right now. Like it's just not a full connection. And then the Lita stuff didn't exactly work for me. Like I get that Lita and Becky had a match before, but like it still didn't fully make sense because like she doesn't have beef with Damage Control. I don't know. It didn't fully connect for me. I think it was fine. It was a good TV main event, but it wasn't anything like spectacular like I was expecting it to be. I actually preferred the women's Fatal 4-Way.
I didn't see that, but that's interesting. Yeah. The main event, I thought I'm basically where you're at, where it's like I've always pretty good and definitely a good fun TV main event, but it didn't. It almost to me it wasn't it didn't like overwhelm me. And to be fair, I don't think it was wrestled that way. It seemed like they were just kind of settling for that, and that's fine. And the Lita thing, I'm torn because I think the Trish match is like a cool idea, and that's why I assume they're doing it Chamber. But I agree with you that it probably would have made more sense if Trish was like at the start of it because Trish has a history with Damage Control.
Wait, what? Trish?
So my bad. So the word is that the belief is that Lita and Trish are both going to come back to team with Becky against Damage Control at Chamber.
We're going to wrestle?
In Montreal, yes. Which is cool, right?
Joe!
I know, it's good. It's good. Well, let me be clear, it's not confirmed. I'm just...
Yeah, you're the first person to tell me this. That's why I'm just like, wow.
Okay, well, it's very good stuff, but it feels like they should have gone with Trish first because she has like a history of Damage Control. They had that whole deal before in Canada, so... Yeah. I mean, either way, it's fun. I mean, I thought the way they did it was a little bit overbooked, but...
Oh, it's time to rock and roll!
Indeed. Okay. Do you think this is all going to circle back to Bayley and Becky at WrestleMania for a singles match again? Because, like... It seems like it's stretching it very thin to me, I have to be honest.
That's boring.
Yeah. I don't know what else you do, though, if I'm being real.
Ooh, do either Liv Morgan versus, like, Bayley. Or, don't make that face.
Well.
Joe, why are you making that face?
Well, I think we could do better, Just to be clear, are you out on the thing where Liv is with Uncle Howdy? I want to be clear about it because I don't.
Where Liv is what?
You know the one where Liv's with Uncle Howdy that I
No,
pitched?
we're
Are
not doing that. That is not an option.
you sure?
Joe?
I
would rather Natty win Elimination Chamber than that.
Well, let's think about it for a minute. Imagine how happy our friend Monty would be.
No.
Imagine his smile.
Somebody in here has the same idea as me.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I actually think that Bailey's going to face Roxy.
What, at WrestleMania? Or at the takeover?
I don't know. Either one. I don't know yet.
Yeah. I would be tempted to put that on Mania, to be honest.
Is her name Roxanne now? Roxanne.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Roxanne.
Sorry. I still call her Roxy.
I do a lot too, yeah. Liv and Bianca. I don't know. I feel like if Liv was going to get the title match, she'd have got it against Charlotte, right?
That's what I would think, but I don't know what the Rhea. I think that Triple H has this Rhea Charlotte fantasy he's waiting to fulfill. It has to be that, Joe. There's no other explanation.
Yeah, I think Asuka's winning the chamber, to be honest.
Okay, guys, in the comments, tell us who you think is facing Bianca and who you think is facing Bailey if they were both getting singles matches. Well, Bianca's obviously getting a singles match.
Yeah, because Dave reported that Ronda and Shayna are going to wrestle for the tag belts, right?
That's bad. Well, That's good for Dakota and Shayna, I'm sure. In terms of Ronda, bad. Bad.
I only bring it up because I'm thinking maybe Ronda could wrestle Becky, but if they're doing a tag thing, I don't really know what Becky does, which feels like a problem. Jaychele. I mean, I know neither of us are massive fans, but I feel like Becky.
I have guess.
Uncle Howdy?
No. Becky, Seth versus Edge and Beth.
Seth's wrestling the YouTuber Logan Paul.
Are you for real? You actually think that's happening?
Oh, 100%, yeah. I would bet lots of money on that.
Are you serious?
That's 100% happening, yeah.
I gotta live for that.
What about so look, Asuka, the thing I'm seeing in the chat, Asuka, Bianca, Bailey, Roxanne, which I'm cool with both of those, but where does Rebecca fit into this?
Maybe she does live, but she's not heel. There needs to be another heel for her. Who's heel?
Look, Jaychele, here's the deal.
Ronda.
I have to do this because we're friends, and it's important that we do this to each other. We have to rein each other in sometimes, okay? Liv is teaming with Tegan Knox.
No, she is not.
She absolutely is. She may win.
No. She's in the Elimination Chamber.
She is, yes.
Final two. She got it. There's something happening. Yeah, we'll do Chelsea, Becky. And then we find another spot for Liv. Perfect.
I don't know about all that. I mean, maybe we can find. Maybe Lita sticks around and they do the tag deal. I don't know. I don't know what you do. It's weird. It's a weird situation. Becky's like one. Becky feels like she's been lessened.
Another fatal four-way for the tag titles, right? So who would you think would be in that?
So if we assume Ronda and Shayna, the champs, Liv and Tegan.
That is so bad, Joe.
Becky and I don't know. Fucking Alba Fire. I don't know.
Maybe like Mia or Candace in there though, or them as a tag team. I don't. It's gonna be interesting to see how many people get used on WrestleMania.
Do they still do a battle royal?
No, that's bad.
No, I'm just wondering because what everyone else is going to do, because there are a lot of people that you kind of think will have something, but I don't know what they're actually going to do, right? Like Mia and Candice are good examples where it's like they should be in that match. Raquel
for the woman.
Either. I mean,
well, men makes more sense to me than the woman.
I don't know. I mean, I think you're probably right.
I think if you do 2 women's matches per show,
right,
what's that leave you with? So that gives you tag and Rhea Charlotte, Bianca, Asuka probably, and then you have one more spot for a match. So you could do like a Liv versus Raquel versus Becky versus one more person.
Yeah. And
if you put like Candice and Mia in that other one, maybe like Piper or Carmella, whoever they want to prioritize.
I didn't even think about Piper. Yeah, I don't know. That's an interesting. They're in an interesting spot where, frankly, there's only a couple women that feel like they need to be in a signature match, and a lot of women that feel like they should be on there somewhere, right? And that's kind of a weird thing to wrestle with. Like,
I mean, this isn't a bad idea.
Asuka Becky again.
I know, but it's different now.
Oh, but you can't. I mean, you gotta. Like, they wrestle every year.
I think she should beat Becky for sure, though.
She's beaten her before.
There she can get a Mania win. No.
They keep wrestling each other.
No.
No, I'm with you. That's fine. That's fine. A match would be really good too. So,
Carmella looked fun on Raw.
I like Carmella.
I like her sometimes.
She's not someone who I think should be in like the title scene often.
Yeah.
But I think she's someone who really throws herself into the character side of things. And you need wrestlers like that, you know. She's a good promo. I like her.
You know who's killing it, Joe? Chelsea Green.
She's the same way. And we've talked about her before where it's like she's a good character wrestler. And that kind of role, she'll do well with it, you know. And it's a nice mid-card role. And people, when you say mid-card, people think it's all about like fucking as a dunk, but it's not. It's a good role. She's good at it. Yeah, I agree with you. You need players like that for depth, and you know the kind of role players in the division are important. But I actually agree with this, and this is a really interesting part of the conversation, especially when we redraft in a minute. I agree with Willie that Bianca may not be losing at WrestleMania, and the reason this becomes interesting, I think Willie's brought it up for the channel, more certainly has, is if you look at the other belts, almost all of them feel like they're changing, right? Like almost all of them, like Rhea's going to beat Charlotte, Cody's probably going to win, almost certainly going to win. The tag title is going to change to Kevin and Sammy. Gunther is going to probably drop the IC title. Well, that's changed a little bit. Let's circle back to that.
Wait, who's Gunther going to drop it to?
So this is the thing that's interesting. Last night, it appears they set up Lashley and Brock for Chamber, which would suggest that Brock now has an opening for WrestleMania. And that was something that was talked about a lot, right? It was Gunther and Brock. And
he wants
so
that match. I saw a quote that said Gunther wants it.
Yeah, absolutely. So that one's an interesting one. I don't know. It just feels like a lot of the belts are going to change, and that makes you wonder if maybe Bianca's the one that keeps it, you know?
There's no way Cody's chasing Roman for a year. That sounds crazy. Roman can't do another year with this belt.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I doubt that Triple H can even book another year of Roman like tolerantly.
Apparently, Dave is adamant that the Gunther Brock match isn't happening. Yes, I mean the guess before was that he would work Sheamus and Drew. Right, that was the guess before Gunther. Yeah. If they're doing it at Chamber, though, I just don't know what Brock then does. You know, I don't.
Stone Cold.
Yeah, maybe circle back to that. I don't know. Sean Ross Sapp had a good one with this. Did you see Sean's booking for this? This was actually quite impressive, I thought. Actually, snazzy, it popped me. He said Cena should beat Theory, announce an open challenge, and then fucking the Switchblade answers it and beats him in the middle of the ring. And I was like, I don't know when Jay's... The fact that Sean fantasy put this just that Jay's coming in pretty soon, but I was like, that would be a debut, wouldn't it?
That
would be... Yeah, that's some real graps right there. That would be a hell of a deal. That would be pretty inspired.
I would get Triple H Book of the Year.
Yeah, he's fucked now though because Sean's already tweeted it, so it would look like he's stealing it.
I would still do
so
that.
Mad. Though. Yeah. You would do it and like log on the next day and be like, "It was my idea first." It's a good shit though. I like that. You're right. Fury's beating Cena. I don't know. We'll see kind of how it all comes together. My current guess is that. Genuinely, my current guess is that Bayley and Becky just extend their thing to Mania. For better or worse, I think that's what they're going to do. And, you know, I think probably Bianca and Asuka's the match. So we'll see. Of course, Liv has got the Uncle Howdy stuff that she can pivot into. So there are a lot of options on the table. Joe, hold on. What if Cena wins the US title, does an open challenge, and the real world's champion Nick Aldis answers it and beats Cena clean in the middle? That'd be a national holiday here in Great Britain, Jaychele, you know. Any take on Nick Aldis?
Mickey James.
Good wrestler. Good wrestler. All right. Now, we talked about Raw, so let's talk about quickly. I didn't see the match, but Carmella got the win in the Fatal 4, which did surprise me a little bit. I thought they might put Piper in there.
It did not surprise me. When me and them were watching it, I could tell I was like, okay, let me analyze. Candice and Mia and Piper all technically are faces, right? I don't consider Piper heel enough until we get to the end.
All right.
Then once you look at Carmella, she's back. It's her first match back. She's kind of tweener-ish, but they can still use her as somebody who they could just have take bumps in the match. She'll go out early, just like Natty. So.
Well, Natty might win it, to be fair.
Joe?
I talked to Monty a lot. He's pretty excited about this situation, you know?
Okay.
Could you imagine?
I'm excited about Liv Morgan, but that doesn't mean she's going to win either.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, is Carmella doing the fabulous shtick again? That's what I got. That's what I gathered from.
Not fabulous. Well, I guess it's fabulous. It's more like she does her moonwalk, and she's from Jersey, or is it New York? I think she
was doing her gimmick before she left. Was she was doing the like most beautiful woman thing, right? Mm-hmm. Which again, she made the absolute most of that. It's a pretty tough, you know.
Is money, and she got mad at Carmelo.
What did you make of that? The Carmella beef.
I think that's hilarious because their names are the same. They should just be in a tag team. I live for it.
Do you think that Carmella has like
each other too, which is the funniest part because she low-key appropriates Black culture, but we'll not talk about. But yeah,
what did you do? You think Carmella has like a fair beef with the Mello is money shit, or do you like? Well, who cares? No.
Your names are the same. Like, get over it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really. I mean, it didn't really bother me, but I was intrigued by the takes on it. Intrigued me.
Carmella is an interesting woman.
Yeah, I mean, I like her.
I like her, but she is interesting. Yeah.
With that in mind, let's kind of look ahead here. So one of the things I want to do today is kind of rearrange the WWE roster because the belief is there's a draft coming after Mania, right, Jaychele? That's the belief. Has been the belief for a long time. So for the sake of conversation, we are going to assume that coming out of WrestleMania, Rhea is the champion of SmackDown.
Okay.
And should we assume Bianca just to be safe?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Now, what I would like to do, Chat, I'd love for you to help us on this, is kind of piece together the supporting cast here and try and figure out how you'd like to arrange this roster. We can now throw in a few call-ups. We should probably be selective for those because you never quite know who's going to be positioned where and such. But nonetheless, okay, so Rhea is going to be our top heel on SmackDown. Who immediately, if we're kind of putting together a draft here, would be the ideal babyface to be opposite Rhea on the blue brand? Who do we think would be a good fit for that? Chat, feel free to throw names at us. Becky? I think that's perfect. That's a feud they kind of teased with War Games. They never had a singles match, right?
Yeah.
They've gone away from it since. Becky's obviously got the star power to be over on the Big Fox program. That's a big time match. I like that a lot. All right. Now, I guess the first question with Bianca is, what are we doing with Bianca? Is she staying as the top babyface? Are we starting to turn her? What are we doing there? I'm always torn.
I personally think you turn her and Montez. I think you turn them all. I think you bring them back together, and I think you turn them all, and I think that helps Dawkins out. Dawkins. Well, you could do Dawkins or Ford, to be honest. At least one of them have to get a singles title. If they really want to, they could get like the U.S. and Intercontinental if you want to merge those two titles. But I don't know.
My God! All right, well, we're turning Bianca then. That's fine. Who's the babyface to work with her? That seems like a harder question. We need to find someone that both she hasn't wrestled a lot and also is a big enough star to fill that role.
Well, Char's not a face, but she could be.
I mean, she kind of is, right?
She is now, but against Bianca, it might be a little bit harder. It just depends what you do with Bianca, though, I think. They do have a little bit of history, but they haven't really had an official, feud.
Well, either way, Charlotte and Bianca is a new match, right? Yes. So our top... I'm always hesitant to say top because Charlotte, I don't even know where I'm at with Charlotte anymore, but Rhea and Becky, Bianca and Charlotte.
I'm off on you. I think my Charlotte love is
I know, I don't like it. I love
it. Yes. Joe sees the vision.
Well, you said that thing about she just seems like a nice person. I said, well, yeah, she probably is. I'm trying, in all seriousness, you do enough of this, you kind of learn at some point, just be like, it's just wrestling, She seems like a lovely person. I have no conflict with this human being. I mean, I don't really like her matches much, but that's life. Who cares? All right, nonetheless. So we have our top two kind of programs here. I'm now looking at the other big names. So what are we doing with Bailey?
I have an idea.
You do? Okay. I like
I
ideas.
think you put her on SmackDown with Damage Control. But I think that you have Rhea become the new leader of Damage Control.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't ever want to sink Rhea like that.
You're not necessarily sinking her if she has a championship, though, which I feel like is.
So what you're saying is you would basically, rather than her being part of Judgment Day, she would be the centerpiece of Damage Control.
Yeah.
And EO and Kota would switch, which would, I assume, make Bailey a babyface, right?
Yeah.
See, I don't mind that, but I feel like we need to get EO away from this act.
I kind of do agree. Maybe you make.
What if Kota and Bailey are a team?
That's some absolution shit. I don't like that. I was gonna like move a bunch of. No, maybe okay. I think you move Damage Control to SmackDown at the beginning. I think you leave them together. I think you have maybe Rhea gets some backup in Judgment Day in Woman. Maybe she takes Shotzi, maybe Tegan or Raquel. Don't matter to me.
Yeah.
Either one. And then that group helps to break up Damage Control.
Mm-hmm.
But that way still has heel backup.
I'm personally leaning towards this. And I know people want to turn Bailey babyface, but I'm looking at the whole division here. I think I would have Kota and Bailey turn on EO and have us push EO as a babyface. Because she's super fucking cool, right? And EO's style is... And I would kind of... And this is a little bit of an anchor, I know that. But I would... Remember, if we're booking it, it would... Ideally, we would do stuff with the tag belts. I kind of would like Bailey and Dakota to be like the actual tag team that has matches regular. Because I kind of think that's a good way to refresh Bailey away from the belt. And Kota, I think, much as I like Dakota, I do think that's a good role for on the main roster because she's not the most like dynamic personality. So being in a team. So that's what I would personally, I agree with you in terms of putting them on SmackDown together. I just think I would like to come out of it with Bailey and Kota as a heel team and EO as a babyface singles. How do you feel about that?
I can get behind that, yeah.
Because we do need we need a central tag team, right? I mean, EO and Dakota have kind of done it, but they're still just backups to Bailey. So
I just enjoyed the idea of like women, like factions that include both men and women. Like the idea of Judgment Day having like additional women and like I imagine. Oh, I'm having a vision. You ready? Okay. So who's currently in Judgment Day? So you have Finn, Dominic, Damian Priest, Rhea, and then say we add Shotzi and Raquel.
Mm-hmm.
Give Shotzi and Raquel women's tag belts.
Well, we just to be careful here because you're naming some wrestlers here that I mean.
Look at that.
All right.
Then you give Damian Priest and Dominic the tag belts. Short period of time. Listen, Joe. We're gonna get to where Finn gets Intercontinental Championship, right? Obviously, Rhea has the women's title. For a short period of time, they act as the bloodline. But the most important part of it is that it's a women-run faction. It's the first faction in history to dominate like that.
Okay. Can we calm down a little bit? Everyone calm down. Chat, calm down. All right. So you ended on a note that I like. And I'm for the faction being like led by Rhea, which I think we can do as is.
Okay.
You're putting belts on Dominic.
Okay, we'll work on it. Maybe it's the NXT tag titles. We'll work on it. We'll get there.
I think it'd be nice if we could put another female in Judgment Day who could be like the pin eater for Rhea. Raquel, I don't think fits because you kind of need to protect her because she's big, right? She's a monster. Shotzi, I'm torn on because I do think she's more of a babyface. So that makes me wonder, like, who is the heel? Because I actually like the idea of doing that. Like, so because then you have someone that the challenger can beat before they wrestle Rhea, right? So it'd be like it's logical. I just don't know who the person is for the role necessarily.
Candice LeRae.
Honestly, yeah, I think that's the role. Yeah, let's do that. Let's
Yay.
do that. I like Candice, but I really don't have nothing for her to do as a babyface on the roster. I was kind of intrigued by Mia, but I don't know.
She gets some type of like personality. When she's a face, there's not really much there.
Yeah, I agree, and I think she's best suited on the main roster as a supporting actor, and that's fine. There's no shame in that. So for SmackDown, we would have Rhea and Candice. We'd have Becky as our top babyface, Io as a singles babyface, Bayley and Kota as heels. So we need another babyface. Who?
Liv
SmackDown.
Wait, no, I want Liv on Raw. I really want Liv on Raw.
I think we now need to be careful because SmackDown they have one less hour, and you've already got.
Okay, so
your main character. I mean, obviously we're going to add people we're going to use. I just mean in terms of match time. You kind of think about that part of it now, right? Like, who would be a good kind of natural ally for Becky? I guess would be a good question.
Piper.
Pop. Okay.
Tell me that's a stupid idea.
That was a sincere pop. I like Piper.
Oh,
Alba Fire is a good one.
Fire is right. That's the right answer.
Okay. All right. I also think Piper's good for Raw because she can have like genuinely sort of long matches on TV without them being bad, which that's part of why Liv I think is better fit there because you can wrestle more regularly, you know. SmackDown match times are very different. Okay, so we have Becky with Alba. Right now, what heavy hitters have we not put somewhere? We've got Charlotte. Okay, Asuka, yeah, of course. Fuck, where do you put? Because she's wrestled all of these people.
I say Raw. I feel like with Raw, we have the ability to do like maybe a call up or two over there, which would be somebody new for her to face. Has she had a match with Liv or no?
They've worked some TVs, but nothing. They worked one when Heyman was running it from the PC. They had a pretty good match, but they haven't done anything extensive. That would be probably her main program, right? For us, we'd have her work with Liv. Yeah,
her. So Liv, Alexa, in whatever form she's in, I don't know.
Fuck! I didn't even think about her. Oh, Jesus wept. What is she doing? I didn't even think about that. I guess she's just with Bray, right?
Sure, we can do that, yeah.
All right. I'm not even like doing it. I just don't even know what that looks like anymore.
Do you want Io on Raw instead?
I would like her to work with Rhea. So okay. No, not really. I get why Donovan said that about the Asuka and Io thing, but it's not my fault. I didn't book it. All right, yeah, I'm not even gonna write Alexa down. I don't know what she's doing. Maybe she's gonna be in Uncle Howdy. I don't know. You know.
Okay, so for Raw, we're gonna do Bianca, Charlotte, Asuka.
Yeah.
Yep.
I also think we should call up Katana and Kaden.
Okay.
I like that team, and I think they could have genuinely good TV matches. And we want to have a top team on both brands, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Katana and Kaden, I would like to call up. Which other big players we forgot, chat? I'm sure we have. I can pull up the list.
Mia is left.
Mia, okay. Where can Mia? Well, if Rhea is going to be our heel champ on SmackDown, I think that's a natural match for Mia, and I think she's someone who we should send to SmackDown for that. Just the reason alone, you know.
Raw.
Sure.
Okay.
That works. I actually think Raquel was a pretty good prospect, frankly. I'm
hating less. It's getting better.
Yeah. She's definitely been pretty good on the main roster, right? For her, like, relative level.
It works more. The smile works more than the meme.
You like the back deal? You like the pose she does with the back?
Joe, I could do that right now. I could do the same thing with my back. I have the same back.
I was just asking if you liked it, really, you know?
No, I can do it the same thing. And I don't work out as much as her.
I mean, just because you can do it doesn't mean you can't like it. It just pops me that that's her big pose. Like, it's funny. Is
No,
Ronda's
we're not
concept done at
accusing
Mania?
Amanda. No, I refuse.
She's done at Mania. I think that's pretty clear.
Do you want to put Shayna somewhere?
Yeah.
I think we should find her a tag team. Who should her tag team partner be? Sonya Deville.
Fuck it, yeah, that's fine.
Wait, should it be Sonya or should it be Carmella?
No, because Sonya and her both have like the MMA shtick, which is
I
funny
actually-
because very different levels of it. But yeah.
Yeah.
Carmella can be on.
Extra people go to Raw. Leave her on Raw.
Carmella is someone who should be in a team. I just don't really know who with. She was in the team with Zelina before. We're not going to do that again.
Let's see. Who's on NXT? Is there anybody we can team her with from NXT?
I mean, I'm always tempted by the Tiff Strat bomb, but I think I would keep her away from Mella.
I wouldn't say Tiff Strat. I would say maybe like JC Jane.
Well, that seems spiteful regarding the old Gigi Dolan.
Well, I pass. JC's better. So maybe JC Jane. I don't think you need to do Absolution Part 2, 3, 4.
Listen, I got a lot of time for Sonya Deville. She don't need to be leading any factions. What we doing? Take it easy. Everyone calm down a little bit. These people are going crazy around. You're booking Dominic Mysterio title reigns. Remember, this is our WWF. We've got FTR coming in a couple months. I've got to get this tag division ready. Let me cook. You imagine? Imagine me preparing the battlefield. Ridding the promotion of all bad teams.
Who else is left? Let me look at the NXT 2.0 women's roster. Oh, or they not 2.0 no more.
I don't know what just happened to the sound, but that was fucking hilarious. Whatever just happened when you typed, it was incredibly funny. Yeah, it's not 2.0. I don't know, all like ricocheted and such. It's not 2.0 anymore, Jaychele. Please respect the branding. Please respect it.
Oh, we could do Carmella, Indy Hartwell, JC Jane, Nikita Lyons. Obviously, there's Gigi Dolan. Tatum Paxley, no. I would stray away from Zoe Stark, please.
Carmella may have to stay singles for now. The only person I'd call up is Roxy, and I sense they want to keep her down there for a bit longer. So she wouldn't go with Carmella anyway, obviously. So
Yeah.
that's fine. I mean, the rest of the rosters will kind of make you'd split them accordingly.
Toxic Attraction together, like seriously? I don't think you do. I think they should go separate. But then if they go separate, it's like you have 2 more Dakota Kais. I gotta be honest, I've just not seen enough to know. Okay.
Every time I see JC, she appears to be like she sometimes looks pretty good in there, and other times she seems to be struggling a bit. Gigi's not. She's never wowed me in ring, frankly, but the crowd seems to like Gigi, so whatever.
Joe, I wonder why. What other things on her wow you, Joe?
No, but I mean seriously, I know what you're getting at, but we both know, and let's just be real here, folks. We're all adults. We both know there are some very, very attractive women in WWE that do not get a good reaction at all. And we don't even name them. We've talked about some of them on this show. We don't even name them. And I do think some wrestlers just get over. And Gigi appears, people seem to like her. She's kind of weird, right? She has like a weird energy. People like that. People like weird. You know? They do. They like it. I'm being serious, genuinely, folks.
I understand.
My hands are up. I have no dog in this race. All right, folks? I'm just talking shop here, talking graps. All right. Nonetheless, I'm looking at the roster here. Carmella and Chelsea, you'd probably split and put on different rosters, right?
Wait, put them in a tag team.
Oh. The Karen Killers? The Killing Karens?
I don't think you should say killing, though. Maybe the Karens. Karen 1, Karen 2. Boom.
Cooking. All right.
See, you got to give me the comedy stuff. Let me write the comedy. I put tag titles on Dominic Mysterio. We make it happen.
Okay, are we putting them on Raw?
Yes.
Okay. Very good.
Oh my God, they can both do like the broken nose thing. Oh my God, I broke my nose.
That's real graps.
See, let me write the fucking Divas era Russell crap. Perfect. Lay Cool Part 2. Let's do it.
What are we doing with Nicola Glencross? which has just popped me huge on this Wikipedia. I accidentally had it like this, so it's just the real names.
Yeah.
And I saw Nicola Glencross and was like, what the fuck?
That's so funny. SmackDown, I guess. I don't know.
Something needs to happen for Nicola. It can't just be Eric Young either. Yeah, I gotta be honest, I'm not sure I care anymore.
Oh, I do like Elektra with Zelina on SmackDown.
Would you be maybe Nikki should be Uncle Howdy.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Aunt Nicola. Uncle Howdy and Aunt Nicola versus Bray and Alexa at WrestleMania.
Oh my God. Her thing should be like the Tesla.
Yeah. I think we're all in on Casey and Caden coming up. Yeah. I think they'll go over. All right, I think that's the main characters. Unfortunately, Naomi doesn't appear to be part of this conversation anymore, which is a shame.
Did you see? My heart's.
What, her change her bio thing?
Yeah.
That's bio law, Jaychele. I didn't think you was into that kind of thing.
When it comes to Trinity, I am. It's like this 3 months ago.
There you go. Right, folks, here's the deal. God, I wish you'd have reminded me of that before I did the fucking Jade Cargill, AJ Styles bit to lead the show. Thanks a bunch on that. Should have reined me in a bit sooner there. On Thursday, folks, Thursday's trade deadline day. And on the flagship, we're going to do a lot of trade talk. So I wanted to kind of kick this off here. We did our Jade and AJ conversation. Clearly, choices were made in that conversation. I'm going to leave that there. But I would like us to just kick this around a little bit before we go. We've got about 10 minutes. Jaychele, who is a name in AEW that as a fan you would like to see in WWE? Ideally not Jade Cargill, because we did that already.
Oh, no. I wasn't going to do Jade. I was going to say Ricky Starks.
Absolute Ricky Starks, former star of the Distraction podcast on Fightful.com.
Yes.
All right, now let's look this through here, folks. And in the chat, please play along with us. The value of Ricky Starks has got to be pretty high, right? I mean, if you're Tony Khan, you've got to be looking for a pretty sizable return.
Pretty penny.
I would agree. So what are we thinking here? You need a guy who's not... You can't get an old guy because you're giving up someone who's got a good few years ahead of them. I mean, Ricky's not a kid, but he's in his 30s, or early 30s. Yes, Jaychele.
I have some suggestions.
You do? Okay.
My first suggestion I would like to propose, who may need some additional help, is a Ricochet.
Okay, now I like this. I like this a lot. Now, I personally, I don't know what you think. I don't think Ricochet is valuable enough to get Ricky on his own. Would you agree?
That's why I said he might need some
Yes,
additional.
no, I'm just setting the table here, But the reason I like it is because, in some ways, Ricochet would be a more stylistically natural fit in AEW.
Yeah.
And the same for Ricky in WWE. Now, the question then becomes, what is the add-in? What is the supporting piece of that trade? I think you're going to need some. I don't think it can just be like Dana Brooke. I think you're going to need some.
No. Would you suggest we put up a woman, or would you suggest we put up a?
I think it'd be nice to put a female. Yeah, that'd be nice.
Okay, so we're looking at NXT, I would say, but a pretty decent prospect at NXT at least. Maybe like a Saray.
I don't know. I'm looking at the rosters here. The women's division is really hard because there's a list of people that would never be traded, and then after that, it's like a big star power wise, it's a big drop off. To be clear, Shrey is really good. I'm thinking about the way AEW books their show, and I'm thinking
I would say if she was still there, I would put Mandy Rose in there.
Pop, that'd be fascinating.
But imagine that. But Tiff Strat.
Well, Tiff Strat is, I'm calling in Omega for that one. Get him.
No, Joe, you cannot.
Send her over. Get there. Imagine that Sean Rossett does the tweet. Kenny Omega for Tiffany Stratton trade agreed. Terms. I find this hard because you got to find the right
balance. Yeah.
I don't think Aaliyah's going to get it done. NXT. Let's look at this roster.
Ricochet and Raquel.
Ricky Starks is really good.
I'm getting closer though.
Yeah.
That one wasn't that far off.
Well, I don't know.
You think higher than Raquel?
Not so much higher, but someone who's more
Of a star.
that fits their profile more. What about this deal? Shining Force got a deal in the chat. He says Alba, Chad Gable, and Roddy Strong for Ricky. Now, I love Roddy, but it's tough because he's hurt. Badly hurt. So I don't think we can really. But what about Gable? Gable and Ricochet for Ricky and whom? Gable's a hell of a piece because he could blow up in AEW.
I think that if you want to do a woman, I think even Roxanne fits. I think in terms of potential, Roxanne is great for AEW.
Oh no, I agree. I don't think she's so valuable. I don't even think you could put her on the board, you know. She's
Really?
she's gonna be there forever, man. She's spectacular, you know. In ring, she's so good. Brock Anderson before his contract is up. Hell of an asset, folks. Hell of an asset. Fuck. I'm stuck on this Ricky thing. I'm really done.
What if you go Carmelo Ricochet?
I would not do that deal. But I think there are a lot of people that think Carmelo would have Carmelo's value a lot higher than I would. That would be like, that's too much. You know? I wouldn't. He doesn't interest me in that role.
I have Melo's value very high. I just don't. Him and Starks won't be on the same level for a couple of years. So I think Melo has time.
Right, hold up. Willie's added Wardlow to the conversation, folks. He says Ricky and Wardlow for Ricochet and Alpha Academy. Oh, I fucking love Alpha Academy. I don't know if they would be like a big enough
question.
You know.
Ricky Starks for Gunther.
Oh my god, yeah. I love Ricky. But I'd drive him to the airport. Gunther's I would trade almost anyone for him. He's an animal. You're dealing with a serious hooper, you know?
I'm driving to the airport.
He's unbelievable. Did you see him in the Rumble? He's a fucking animal. Have you seen him out there? He's a different kettle of fish, mate. It's different. You can't, you know what I mean? Like, you got to look inside and go, hang on a second. MJF's our world champ. Let's get fucking Gunther over here.
Does this include Gunther? Or is it the two Cowboys?
No, it would be Gunther, yeah.
Oh,
so the three of them for Ricky and Hobbs.
I agree.
I would definitely do it for Ricky and Wardlow. I like Hobbs a lot, but I would probably do that trade. And one of the reasons
style makes sense for me.
I agree, and also the Imperium team could be your best heel team. You haven't got any right now, you know. I still don't think WWE are moving Gunther. I mean, Willie's working on this. I saw he said it in the chat earlier about like trying to actually figure out like a value thing. And he said Gunther is in the Untouchables tier. And I think that's actually true. I think at this point, Gunther is like one of Triple H's main guys, which is fair.
I think this question depends on, is it Tony Khan Triple H or is it Vince McMahon Tony Khan?
Well, just be real. If it was Vince, Tony would fucking fleece him. Can you imagine the shit Vince would get him? So the people he would trade for? Just out of his mind, like just making moves for fucking God only knows who. Trades for like Rebel, he gives up like main pieces, you know.
I don't think he would do that. I don't think he's that.
He don't know who anyone is. He's old. He don't know what's going on anymore. Forgets everyone's name. Satnam Singh, you could legitimately probably get good.
Question: if Cody Rhodes was still in AEW, who would you trade to get him to WWE?
See, that's so hard because his perception has changed so much, right? Like now he feels like an untouchable piece. But if you'd have said it to me when he was actually in AEW, I'm like, oh, fuck it, trade him for Roddy. Be fair. Like, okay, I wouldn't have said that. But his stock was down pretty low when he left AEW.
I
right?
would go a good Seth Rollins, and maybe we talking a Finn Balor.
I mean, yeah, I think Finn Balor's very good. I think Kevin Owens is actually a pretty good suggestion.
Oh, that is true. Yeah,
That's a pretty good one. Get Cody for KO. I mean, that would have, if you'd have done that one in like January 2021 or whatever, 2022, that would have actually made a lot of sense for all parts. Now, obviously, Kevin re-signing was best for him, unquestionably. But it's such a hard thing because of this. Like, I have a lot of time for Cody. I genuinely do like him a lot, but at the end of his AEW run was exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
It was just time for it to end, right? It was ridiculous. I don't know. I don't think we actually locked one trade in during doing this, which is very good. Impressed by us. We did a good job. On Thursday, I've officially booked our friend Manny, who is preparing accordingly. Monty usually books him, but
there was a list of the worst Twitter accounts, and Manny was one of them.
He was like 2. He's like one of them had like just at Wrestle Purists.
I was like,
yeah.
These people need to get a life.
What you mean? It's kind of weird to make top 10 lists of worst wrestling Twitter accounts.
It makes me wonder if these people have jobs.
Or I think you and me both see a lot of tweets where we're like, feels like there's kind of worse things that you could be going. Like you and I both, I think, have tried our best to escape the discourse, which can be a poisonous thing, could be a disease, could really take you down in life. But there are times I log on, I see a tweet, and I go, "What's this about?" And it's like, well, Ring of Honor's running at the end of the month. And it's like, well, I don't know if we need to talk about that now. But then again, on Thursday, we're going to do 3 hours about.
Oh yeah, he definitely was racist. He definitely was saying the N-word. Yeah, 100%.
My God. What development that is here at the 58th minute of the program. All right, nonetheless, so we're going to call this trade in. Who we got? We got Wardlow and Ricky for Ricochet, Gable, and Tiff Strat. I'm calling it in. No. It's very, very hard. We're gonna try on Thursday. We're gonna try and flesh this out, but it will be a hell of a time. Jaychele, do you have any closing statement, any plugs, any promotions, anything to add?
I changed my pinned tweet. There's a bunch of resources that I created through my DEI work. If you want to check that out for Black History Month. Obviously, I'm not releasing another fucking documentary this year, but if you want to still go learn something, you can apply it to everyday life. It's on my Patreon, but it's for free. And yeah, that's on my Twitter, Jaychele with 3 E's, just like my TikTok. Strong
branding. I respect the free gimmick. I sound like every time I see it, get confused and think I've acted the wrong person. Definitely hasn't messed me up at all.
Joe. We should name our show the Late Night Show with 3 E's and still leave it at 3:30.
Absolutely not. One of your worst ideas, and that's on a show where you pitched Dominic Mysterio as the world's tag team champion. Not happening, folks. Don't worry about it. I've got you covered. It ain't happening. It does pop me that we had like all these different formats and ideas, and we've now settled on it's just called the Jaychele and Joe. Shall we just talk graps? Isn't it nice though to just have to sharpen talk wrestling?
Yeah, simplicity works best.
The free agent show, we had to like prep for. We had to like write down ideas and stuff. Like we were fucking. I don't know. We did it as like a special. That's a good point. Why did you do freeze? You should have just done the free itself, like Swerve.
Oh my god.
Should have done that. You see his match with Brian Pillman?
I did, unfortunately. I have so many questions about his moguls.
Yeah, they're never going to answer him, so don't worry about it. She's going to be there. We finally found his name.
Why? So. Number 2, why? Number 3, why?
All fair questions. We'll see next week if we have any answers. I doubt it for some reason. But he is called Trench, which is very funny.
Do not call me an EC3 fan. No. Dead that now. No.
folks, I'll be back in about 3.5 hours as we do Grin Grapple at the Briscoes. Myself, Contrarian Alex, old Bobby Two Shoes, and the Oracle of Wrestling. Here, talk some Briscoes memories, go through some great matches, and just have a hell of a time. It's at 8 Eastern. I think it's going to be a great show. So we hope to see you for that here tonight. Grin Grapple at the Briscoes. Tomorrow, Manny and myself are going to watch Dynamite live together. Dynamite this week is a good lineup. I can't remember. Oh, Takeshita and MJF, Roosh and Bryan Danielson.
Yeah.
Sounds like some real music to me.
Wait, Jamie Hayter has a match against the Bunny.
The Bunny, yes.
It's championship something.
It's the title eliminator.
Guns. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's interesting actually.
It's like
the result with that one.
Week or something. They're making all the champions. I don't know.
Did you see the Bunny's new action figure?
I did not.
Doesn't really look like the Bunny.
Are you gonna send it to me? Can somebody send it to me?
Yeah,
I'm actually excited for this one. I'm really excited for this.
That's a hell of a lineup. I forgot that was on this week.
I love AR Fox.
I'm really happy for him.
I love AR Fox though.
I'm really happy for him. I tell you what, I'll do this while we're in the air. What did you say?
I think he would like what I stand for. I think me and AR Fox should be friends.
Well, I don't know if he's a big Dominic Mysterio fan, but
I didn't say Dominic Mysterio.
Well, you said what you stand for.
I don't stand for Dominic Mysterio. I stand for it is Black History Month, and Joe is trying to slander a black man.
You don't stand for. If you take the D off, that's more accurate, right? All right. Jaychele, I've sent you a picture of the Bunny's action figure. Please react to this live on the air before we go.
Okay. I'm looking at it.
I think it's quite unfortunate. The confirmed shooter and I were rather devastated by this because we both like to make.
Well, no. Looks like she has snot coming out of her nose.
It's really tough. I don't know why they did that to her.
Aw.
It's a shame. She's waited so fucking long for that figure too.
He still left us sweet comments. God bless her heart.
She seems lovely, doesn't she?
She really seems sweet. She loves Oreos.
Shout out to her. There you go, folks. On that news note, we leave you with that. We'll see you for Grin Grapple tomorrow. Dynamite Thursday, the flagship. Manny's going to be joining us. We're doing a lot of trade talk. So much stuff. Also, Friday, maybe, just maybe, a Briscoes Grin Along to kind of cap off the week. So lots going on. I had a match review on Late Night Grin today. Ospreay and Taichi, I think it was today. Tomorrow, the Mia Horror match from All Japan. Lots going on here, Jaychele. It's loaded at Late Night Grin with about 20 people on our roster. We're doing great. Here's a picture of the Oracle of Wrestling. Here's a picture of Bob O'Neill. Here's a picture of Bob O'Neill's action figure. And with that, we leave you. Have a great night. We'll see you for Grin Grappler and enjoy this outro. Goodbye.